We all face moments of self-doubt, don't we? The whispers telling us, I'm not good enough, this is too hard, or I'll never make it. These thoughts can creep in, take root, and steer our mindset. But here's the truth. You have the power to choose your thoughts. Picture your mind as a garden. The seeds you plant, whether doubt or confidence, are what will grow. And the best part? The tools to cultivate that garden are in your hands. Too many let negative thoughts control them, limiting their potential. But what if you could break free? What if you could take charge, change your mindset, and propel yourself forward? This isn't just another motivational speech. It's a challenge to transform your thinking and your life. I'm here to guide you in overcoming negativity, cultivating a mindset that demands success. Your future is shaped by deliberate change, and it begins right here in your mind. Let's dive into actionable steps to conquer doubt and start building the extraordinary life you deserve. Number 1, make self-improvement a daily practice. If you don't intentionally take charge of your mind, the world will do it for you. The external world doesn't care about your aspirations or potential. Left unchecked, life will flood your mind with doubts, fears, and excuses. One setback and you start believing you're a failure. One challenge and you believe you're not capable. This is how negativity takes hold when your guard is down. If not addressed, negativity multiplies and dictates your thoughts, decisions, and future. But let's be clear, your mind isn't inherently the problem. The challenge is that you haven't trained it to work with you. If you aim to eliminate negative thinking, self-improvement must become a daily practice. Not when you feel inspired, but every single day. Your mind, like a muscle, will weaken without consistent training. Without daily effort, it will revert to negative patterns. This is why you can't leave your mental well-being to chance. You must actively program your mind with empowering influences every day. Some may say, that sounds exhausting. I don't have time for daily self-improvement. But think about it. You find time to scroll through your phone or overthink things beyond your control. You choose to engage in conversations filled with complaints. It's not about a lack of time, it's about what you prioritize. If you don't prioritize your growth, no one will. You alone must recalibrate your mindset. So, where do you start? By closely examining what you allow into your mind. Most people don't realize how much negativity they absorb daily through the news, social media, and toxic conversations. If you're not careful, these elements will subtly shape your thoughts and life. The first step in self-improvement is to safeguard your mind, because your future depends on it. Instead of mindlessly checking your phone in the morning, begin your day with an activity that elevates you. Read 10 pages of a book. Meditate or articulate your goals. This daily commitment is vital. What you do consistently defines you. Reading 10 pages today might not seem like much, but do it daily for a year, and that's 3,650 pages of wisdom. That's the difference between stagnation and breakthrough. But knowledge alone isn't enough. It must be paired with action. Many people consume motivational content but rarely apply what they learn. That's not self-improvement, it's procrastination in disguise. Genuine growth occurs when you immediately put knowledge into practice. If something resonates with you today, don't just think, that's inspiring. Ask yourself, how can I apply this now? Then, take action. With consistent daily practice, you'll notice a remarkable shift. Negative thinking will lose its grip. You'll stop dwelling on problems and start finding solutions. You'll move from overthinking to decisive action. You'll stop looking for excuses and begin seeking opportunities. Why does this happen? Because when you train your mind consistently, it refuses to accept less. It won't let negativity take over. It will start demanding more from you. But remember, this isn't a one-time fix. Negative thoughts will always try to resurface. Fear will seek to block your progress. Doubt will whisper its doubts. That's why self-improvement must be a daily commitment. It's your shield, weapon, and affirmation of control. I know some of you are thinking, what if I miss a day? What if I fall off track? Missing a day won't ruin your progress. But letting one missed day turn into a habit is where many people lose their way. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. You don't have to be flawless, but you must get back up every time. Self-improvement isn't about waiting for smooth sailing, it's about fortifying yourself to withstand life's inevitable challenges. It's the proactive investment you make to ensure that setbacks don't break you. Once you commit to this path, you won't go back. You'll begin to see yourself through a new lens. You'll start to demand more from yourself, and life will offer you more in return. But this transformation begins with one decision: to stop procrastinating, to abandon excuses, and to commit to self-improvement every single day, regardless of circumstances. The moment you make that decision, you reclaim your power. Negative thinking begins to fade, and your life begins its extraordinary transformation. Number 2, detach from past failures and regrets. Your past does not define you unless you consciously choose to let it. Many people live burdened by past regrets and failures, wondering why they can't move forward. But here's the liberating truth. It's not your past that holds you back, it's your attachment to it. It's your decision to keep reliving those moments that should be left in the past. You can't change what has already happened. No matter how much you replay it or punish yourself, the past is fixed. But what you can do is move forward. When you stop dwelling on past mistakes, you begin living authentically again. That is the moment you begin your winning trajectory. You might say, but I've made so many mistakes, wasted so much time, hurt people, and failed at things I care about. While that may be true, ask yourself, does clinging to guilt, shame, and disappointment help? Does it make you stronger or more capable? The answer is no. It only wastes time, drains energy, and keeps you stuck in a place you don't belong. Understand this. Failure isn't the enemy. Mistakes aren't the problem. How you respond to them is what matters. Every successful person has faced failure. The difference is they didn't let it define them. They learned from it, adjusted, and moved forward. That's what you must do. Too many people are trapped by an event from years ago. They shape their identity around their darkest moments and tell themselves, I'm not competent because I failed before. But listen, your past is only a teacher, not your identity. The only way it has power over you is if you give it that power. Most people empower their past by constantly replaying it in their minds. They nourish it with their energy, making it feel real today. But it doesn't have to. Stop resurrecting wounds that should have healed long ago. Stop focusing on things that are irrelevant to the person you are becoming. If you failed before, good. It means you dared to try, to risk, and to engage in life. If you keep trying, moving forward, you will succeed. But only if you release the grip on what didn't work before. Here's a question for you. If you were driving, would you keep looking at the rearview mirror? Of course not, you'd crash. Yet, many people do the same with their lives. They focus on the past instead of looking forward, and then wonder why they aren't progressing. If you want to change your life, prioritize the future, because what lies ahead is far more important than what's behind. The only valuable thing you need from your past is the lesson. Not the pain, not the regret, but the lesson. Once you have it, release everything else. I know this isn't easy. The past can feel like a constant force pulling you back, but that's an illusion. The only thing keeping you there is your own thoughts. The good news is, you have the power to change your thoughts. You can train your mind to release its hold. Every time you catch yourself ruminating on past mistakes, consciously redirect your focus. Remind yourself that you are no longer that person. Every time doubt creeps in, affirm that you are moving forward and nothing can stop you. You owe it to yourself to stop wasting energy on the past. You owe it to yourself to stop looking back and focus on the limitless potential ahead. The moment you detach from everything that's been holding you back, you'll feel lighter and stronger. You'll realize that the only thing standing in your way was the belief that you couldn't move on. Now you know the truth. Your past only has power if you let it. From this moment on, you are reclaiming that power. Number 3, stop comparing yourself to others. There is no faster way to destroy your self-confidence and joy than by constantly comparing your journey to someone else's. Yet, many people do this every day. They wake up and almost instinctively look at others' lives, someone else's successes and achievements, and then they convince themselves they are falling behind, that they are failing. But here's the truth. The only person you should measure your progress against is the person you were yesterday. That is the only benchmark that matters. No two people have the same journey. Everyone starts from a different place and faces unique struggles. Yet, many fall into the trap of comparing themselves to another's curated narrative, their timeline, their highlight reel. This leads to misery. You are not engaging with reality when you compare yourself. You are comparing surface-level accomplishments to the struggles you're facing inside. You see someone's success, but never their struggles. You must stop comparing and refocus on your own path. You are not lesser because you are still growing. Think about this. When you plant a seed, do you stand over it frustrated? It hasn't grown into a tree yet? No. You understand that growth takes time, and development happens beneath the surface long before you see results. The same applies to life. Don't become frustrated if your journey is still in its early stages. Your time to bloom will come if you stay committed. When you compare, you start doubting your efforts. You rush your progress, and that's when mistakes happen. You lose patience and give up, not because you're incapable, but because you falsely believe you should be further along. This is how people abandon their aspirations. Train your mind to stay in your lane. Your path is yours alone, and it is not meant to mirror anyone else's. Some people experience fast success, while others grow steadily over time. Some face early struggles, while others seem to have everything handed to them. But in the end, none of these external factors define your success. What matters is your own effort, discipline, and mindset. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were last week, last month, or last year. Are you improving? Are you growing? If you are on the right track. If not, that's your cue to elevate your efforts, not because of someone else's success, but because you owe it to yourself to become a better version of you. Let go of the habit of measuring your success against someone else's journey. Don't let someone else's progress make you feel inadequate. Your timeline is unique. Keep going. Your mission is to grow, improve, and trust that if you stay committed, you are exactly where you need to be. There will always be people ahead of you, achieving more, appearing to do better. But that doesn't mean you are losing. Their journey is different, and that's perfectly fine. True success isn't about being better than others. It's about relentlessly pursuing the best version of yourself. When you internalize this, you will stop wasting time comparing yourself to others. You'll shift your focus to what really matters: your growth, your progress, and your evolution. Number 4, make a decision and stand by it. There comes a pivotal moment in life when you must make a real, irrevocable decision, a firm commitment that says, "This is it, I'm going all in." And once you commit, everything begins to change. The challenge is that most people never truly decide. They hesitate, second guess, or rationalize with maybe later, but that moment of commitment always eludes them because they never truly commit. If you want to transform your life and achieve success, you must master the power of making a firm decision and sticking to it until you see results. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. The successful ones make an unequivocal decision and never look back. They don't waste energy doubting or wondering if they made the right choice. They commit fully with laser-sharp focus, knowing they will make it work. Many people stay in a state of indecision. They start something, but at the first sign of resistance, they question their ability. They let fear take over and begin to dwell on all the negative possibilities. Before they know it, they give up not because they couldn't succeed, but because they never fully committed. They always had one foot out the door, ready to exit. But that is not how success is built. It requires full commitment. Once you make a truly resolute decision, everything shifts. Your focus sharpens, your energy transforms, and you stop waiting for things to happen. Instead, you begin creating the outcomes you want. You stop wasting time wondering if you can do it and start proving to yourself that you can. But none of that happens until you decide, this is what I want, and I won't stop until I achieve it. Indecision is the greatest enemy of progress. It paralyzes you, breeds self-doubt, wastes time, and leaves you with regret. One day, you'll look back and realize that all the great things you could have achieved, all the dreams you could have lived, stayed unfulfilled because you never fully committed to them. You can't build a strong life on weak decisions. You can't expect extraordinary results when your commitment is half-hearted. You must clearly identify what you want, and then commit to it as if your very future depends on it, because it does. Your success, your happiness, and your future are tied to that commitment. Look at those who have reached the top in their fields: elite athletes, visionary entrepreneurs, groundbreaking leaders. They all share one thing in common: they made a definitive decision and never retreated. They didn't let fear stop them, they didn't let obstacles derail them, and they didn't quit after failure. They stayed the course, adjusted when necessary, but never wavered in their decision to succeed. And that's why they succeeded. Now, ask yourself, what are you still undecided about? What have you been hesitating on? What goals have you started and abandoned repeatedly? That is what's holding you back. Until you make a definitive decision, you will stay where you are. Stop waiting for everything to align perfectly. Don't entertain the idea that you need more time, more information, or more confidence. What you need is to decide and start. Begin with what you have, where you are, and take action today. And once you begin, don't stop. Don't let doubt drag you back. Don't let fear cause hesitation. Move forward with unwavering commitment and absolute certainty that you will see it through to the end, no matter how long it takes or what obstacles arise. You must cultivate the strength to rise above excuses. You must be so committed to your goals that your fears no longer control you. You must decide that you are done living the same way, repeating past mistakes and sabotaging yourself. When you make that decision and stand by it, your life will begin to transform. Decisions shape your destiny, and once you make a firm, resolute decision, you will never be the same again. Number 5, replace emotional reactions with thoughtful responses. Life will test your resolve. Situations will trigger your deepest frustrations. People will say things that ignite anger. Disappointments will shake your confidence. In these moments, you face two paths. React impulsively, letting anger or fear control you, or pause and respond thoughtfully with clarity and strength. One path keeps you stagnant, the other propels you forward. Many people are unaware of how much their emotional reactions control their lives. They think they are making choices, but in reality, they are driven by emotions. Someone says something negative, and they let it ruin their day. They receive bad news and spiral into hopelessness. They feel fear and surrender instead of pushing through. This reactive mode leads to regret, saying things you don't mean, acting rashly, and making choices that undermine your long-term goals. Successful people don't let emotions dictate their decisions. They train themselves to pause and reflect before acting. They know emotions are temporary, but emotional reactions can have long-lasting consequences. They consciously choose to respond with wisdom, not impulse. Reflect for a moment. How many times have you acted in anger only to regret it later? How many decisions driven by fear turned out to be wrong? How often has frustration made you quit when perseverance would have led to success? This is the destructive legacy of emotional reactions. They distort your judgment, inflate problems, and lead to decisions that don't align with your goals. You must develop the habit of pausing in those critical moments. The instant anger rises, frustration starts to build, or fear attempts to take over. Pause. Don't react. Don't say the first thing that comes to mind. Don't let emotions hijack your thoughts. Take a deep breath. Step back mentally and physically. Give yourself a moment to process before you act. By doing this, you reclaim control. You shift from reacting to responding, and that's when you become truly formidable. When you master your emotions, nothing can control you. Most people don't try to manage their emotions. They rationalize it by saying, "That's just how I am," or "I can't help it." But that's a misconception. You can train yourself to pause, to think, and to respond thoughtfully. It's a skill, and like any skill, the more you practice, the better you become. The more you pause before reacting, the better you'll be at staying composed under pressure, thinking clearly, and making sound decisions, no matter the chaos around you. Life is unpredictable. You will face problems, encounter people who try to undermine you, and deal with situations that go off course. If you react emotionally, you'll always feel out of control. But if you learn to respond thoughtfully, you become unshakable. You'll remain calm in the storm, make wise decisions under pressure, and refuse to let temporary emotions sabotage your long-term goals. Imagine how different your life would be if you mastered this skill. Imagine the respect you'd command if people knew they couldn't manipulate you, if you didn't buckle under pressure. Think of the peace you'd feel if trivial matters didn't constantly agitate you. Picture the success you'd achieve if you responded strategically with intelligence and unyielding strength. This is the key difference between average performers and high achievers. The average person reacts emotionally, they take things personally, waste time on trivialities, and get destabilized by setbacks. The high achiever thinks before acting. They don't let criticism derail them. They remain focused and in control. This self-mastery gives them a decisive advantage. Here's your challenge. Start practicing the habit of pausing before you react. When something irritates you, pause. When fear tries to take over, pause. When frustration builds, pause. Give yourself a moment to think before speaking or acting. This simple shift in how you respond will transform your life in ways you can't yet imagine. The people who master this skill don't just achieve more, they live more fully. They build stronger relationships, attract greater opportunities, and have greater control over their future. They are no longer prisoners of their emotions. They don't just react, they respond. And that changes everything. Number 6, condition your mind for high-performance thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool you'll ever possess. It shapes your successes and failures, builds your confidence or fuels self-doubt. The way you think creates your reality. But the problem is, most people fail to train their minds. They let their thoughts run wild, filled with negativity, fear, and uncertainty. Then they wonder why they can't break through barriers or reach the next level. The answer is simple. They never took command of their thoughts. High-performance thinking isn't a natural gift, it's a habit. It's a mindset you cultivate brick by brick every single day. If you don't train your mind, the outside world will condition it for you. The negativity in your environment will dominate. Fear will take hold, doubts will multiply, and before you know it, you're operating at a fraction of your true potential. Every morning, you must take command of your mind. You must decide what thoughts you will allow to enter. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't care for it, negativity will grow. To prevent this, you must intentionally condition your mind for success, resilience, and confidence. You need to establish the habit of nourishing your mind with empowering thoughts. Start by observing your thoughts. Are they empowering you or holding you back? Are they building your inner strength or weakening it? Most people don't notice the negativity in their minds because they've never paused to examine their thoughts. But if you want to perform at a high level, you can't afford to be passive. You must actively challenge negative thoughts and rewire your thinking. Your thoughts are the foundation of your future. They influence how you feel, how you act, and ultimately, the results you achieve. If your mind is filled with doubt, you'll hesitate. If it's consumed by fear, you'll avoid taking action. If it's steeped in negativity, you'll sabotage your progress. But if you train your mind for high performance, if you build unshakable confidence, resilience, and discipline, you'll become unstoppable. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle. High performers don't have more talent or luck. They have trained their minds to think at a higher level. They've developed mental toughness and consistent habits of high-performance thinking. And because of that, they act differently. They have purpose. They don't waste time on negative thoughts or let fear stop them. They persist and they win. Start cultivating this transformative mindset now. Begin training yourself to think in a way that serves your goals. Stop letting negative thinking hold you back. When negative thoughts arise, replace them with ones that serve your higher purpose. When fear tries to take over, remind yourself of your capabilities. When doubt creeps in, reaffirm that you've overcome challenges before. When negativity tries to control you, shift your focus to what you can accomplish, what you can control. Most people don't make this effort because it's hard. It's easy to let your thoughts control you. It's easy to get caught in a cycle of doubt and fear, but ease won't lead you to greatness. If you want to achieve more, become better, and reach your highest potential, you must put in the work. You must forge the habit of high-performance thinking. Once you do, everything in your life will transform. Imagine what your life would look like if you had absolute control over your thoughts. Think of the incredible accomplishments you would achieve if you never allowed doubt to slow you down. Visualize the strength and power you would embody if you trained your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems, on possibilities instead of limitations. That's the power of high-performance thinking. It turns you into someone who can navigate any challenge, stay calm under pressure, move with confidence, act with purpose, and achieve what others only dream about. This isn't just about motivation. It's about discipline. It's about rewiring your mind for inevitable success. When you make high-performance thinking a habit, success stops being a question mark. It becomes a certainty. You won't have to wonder if you will succeed. You will know, because you've trained your mind to operate at its peak. And once you do that, nothing can stop you. Number 7, reconstruct your identity around strength, not weakness. There comes a moment in life when you must decide who you truly are. Not the identity others project onto you, not the label your past mistakes have placed on you, but the identity you choose to create for yourself. You must consciously reconstruct your identity, anchoring it in your strengths, not your weaknesses. If you allow weaknesses and failures to define you, you'll remain stuck, playing small, doubting your abilities, and reinforcing your own limitations. When you believe you are weak, you act weak. If you think you're not capable, you won't even try. Then you'll look around and say, "See, I knew I wasn't good enough." This is how people trap themselves in a life they don't want. But you're not condemned to stay there. Right now, you can decide to base your identity on your strengths, not your fears, doubts, or failures, just your strengths. The problem is that most people never take the time to consciously define who they are. They accept whatever identity is handed to them by family, teachers, society, or even their own past mistakes. Someone calls them lazy, and they internalize it. They fail once and see themselves as a failure forever. This is the story of too many lives. But you can't afford to think like that. Your self-perception determines everything. The actions you take, the risks you embrace, the goals you set, and how far you'll go. Your identity is the foundation of your success or downfall. If you want to rise, you must rebuild that foundation in a positive, empowering way. Strength isn't about never failing or having no fear. It's about resilience. It's the inner knowing that no matter what challenges you face, you will rise again. It's proving to yourself, through consistent action, that you can navigate any hardship, even when it's painful. That is strength. And you must build it brick by brick, every day. No one will give you this identity. No one will say, "You are strong now." Confidence, discipline, and self-belief are things you must claim and build for yourself. It takes effort, and no one can do it for you. You must develop this strong identity through intentional actions, thoughts, and habits every day. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. The words you tell yourself are shaping your identity. Do you tell yourself you're inadequate, that you always fail, or that you'll never succeed? Or do you affirm that you're strong, capable, and have the strength to overcome challenges? If you've been feeding yourself negative beliefs, it's time to stop. It's time to dismantle the identity that holds you back and build a new one based on strength. Think about the strongest version of yourself. Imagine someone who never gives up, who faces fear and pushes through, who stands tall no matter what. That person is already inside you. They are not some distant fantasy. You have the power to bring them out. You must choose to embody that person every day. Identity isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. You become strong by consistently making strong choices, thinking strong thoughts, and taking decisive actions. The more you do this, the more your identity will shift. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who does. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to change and realize you are already changing. There will be moments when your old self tries to pull you back. Doubts will creep in, fear will try to take control, and you'll feel tempted to return to old, comfortable habits. That's when the real test comes. Will you remain the same, or will you fight for the identity you truly desire? It's a battle. Your mind will try to pull you back to comfort, to the familiar. But you must hold your ground. You must remind yourself that you are not your past. You are not your failures. You are who you choose to be today. Validate your new identity through actions, not just words. You don't need to convince anyone else. The conviction must come from you. If you declare yourself strong, act strong. If you say you're disciplined, honor your commitments. If you believe in your confidence, walk, talk, and move with confidence. Every time you do this, you reinforce your new identity. You're telling your mind, "This is who I am now." The more you do this, the more real it becomes. You don't need to be perfect to create a strong identity. Consistency is what matters. Every choice you make either reinforces weakness or builds strength. Every time you push past fear, every time you refuse to give up, every time you take one more step, when everything inside you says to quit, you're proving to yourself that you are strong. Once you see yourself through this empowering lens, everything changes. When you believe in your own strength, you no longer seek external validation. You no longer wait for permission. You stop being a prisoner of your doubts. You move with purpose, think with clarity, and take control of your life. So right now, decide who you are. Declare that from this day forward, your identity will be built on unwavering strength. No more self-doubt. No more old labels. No more acting like someone you don't want to be. From now on, stand tall, move with confidence, and take full control of your life. Because when you build your identity around strength, nothing can stop you. Number 8, avoid people who drain your energy. There comes a moment in life when you must make a critical decision, not just about your actions, but about the people you allow in your inner circle. The people around you influence your mindset, energy, and future trajectory. Some people accelerate your growth, challenge you, and empower you. Others, however, drain your energy, pulling you down with negativity. These are the people you cannot afford to keep in your life, as they will prevent you from reaching your full potential. There are individuals who will never truly support your growth, not because your aspirations are flawed, but because they see your progress as a threat. When you start transforming, working on yourself, and pushing past their boundaries, their insecurities arise. Instead of feeling inspired, they try to pull you back into their comfort zone. They mock your ambitions, remind you of past failures, and discourage you. If you're not careful, you'll start to internalize their negative narratives and doubt your own capabilities. This is how dreams die, not through failure, but through the whispers of the wrong people. Your energy is everything. The way you feel, think, and act all stem from your energy. If you let the wrong people drain you, if you allow negativity and doubt to invade your thoughts, you will stay stuck. You'll feel overwhelmed and begin to shrink your dreams. You'll question your worth, not because it's true, but because they've made you believe it. You can't allow this. Toxic individuals must be kept at a distance if you want to preserve your potential. Sometimes it's hardest to disengage from people you've known for years, friends, colleagues, even family members. But you must ask, are these people pushing you forward or holding you back? Are they elevating you or draining you? Just because someone has been part of your life doesn't mean they deserve to stay in your future. Loyalty should never cost you your personal growth. Some people are always complaining, blaming others, and fixating on what's wrong with the world. If you spend too much time around them, their negativity will start to affect you. Initially, you might rationalize it as just listening, being supportive, but over time, you'll adopt their mindset. You'll start seeing problems where there should be opportunities, making excuses instead of taking action. Eventually, you'll find yourself stuck in the same cycle of frustration and blame. This is the dangerous effect of surrounding yourself with energy-draining individuals. You must be ruthless in determining who gets access to your life. Not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. You need people who challenge you, who inspire you, who celebrate your growth. These are the individuals who push you to transcend your limitations, who help you become a better version of yourself. Anyone who does not add to your life in this way should be kept at a distance. I understand that cutting ties with longtime friends or family can be incredibly difficult, but you must remember your future is more important than your past. If you want to achieve your dreams, you cannot carry dead weight. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain individuals. Do they energize you, make you excited about your goals? Or do they leave you feeling depleted and full of doubt? That feeling is your answer. The wrong people can drain your energy in ways you don't even realize. Their mere presence can diminish your spirit, and over time, that negativity can erode your motivation and self-confidence. If you don't make a change now, you will find yourself trapped in a life that doesn't align with your potential. This isn't about cruelty or superiority. It's about protecting your energy. Your time, focus, and mental state are your most valuable resources. If you waste them on the wrong people, you'll have nothing left to pursue your goals, build the life you desire, or become the person you're meant to be. Some will try to guilt you for setting boundaries. They'll accuse you of changing or being selfish. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You are being selfish with your time, your energy, and your potential. And that's how it should be. Because the only people who get upset when you set boundaries are those who were benefiting from your lack of them. Right now, make a decision. Are you going to continue allowing toxic people to drain your energy? Are you going to let their negativity control your mindset and your life? Or are you going to take charge, surround yourself with uplifting individuals, and protect your energy fiercely because your future depends on it? The people in your life either fuel your fire or put it out. If you want to grow, succeed, and become the person you know you can be, you must carefully choose your companions. The right people will inspire you, elevate you, and help you become the best version of yourself. Your future depends on it. Number 9, keep moving forward no matter what. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. The journey to success is often filled with unexpected twists, bumps, and detours. There will be times when circumstances stray far from your aspirations, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when challenges overwhelm you. But here's the crucial truth. These are the moments when you must keep moving forward, no matter what. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't align with your expectations, when hard work leads to failure. In those moments, it may seem like the universe is against you. You'll question your abilities, wonder if all the effort and sacrifice were worth it. The temptation to quit can be overwhelming. But you must understand that these moments of struggle and doubt are the very moments to push hardest. Success doesn't come by avoiding failure. Every successful person has faced setbacks and doubt. What sets them apart is their ability to keep moving forward despite adversity. Think about the world's greatest achievers. Did they navigate life effortlessly? Of course not. They faced rejection, criticism, and failure. But what made them different was their refusal to give up. They persisted, even when every part of them wanted to stop. And that's why they succeeded. The key to achieving success is the ability to move forward. Even when things get tough, true greatness is forged through struggle, not comfort. Every time you feel the urge to quit, that's an opportunity to prove your strength. It's another chance to show your resilience and determination. I know it's not easy. Saying keep moving forward is simple, but when you're in the middle of failure, it feels nearly impossible. It may feel like you don't have the strength to keep going. But this is where mental fortitude matters. You must train yourself to move forward even when your emotions resist. Cultivate resilience, your ability to keep pushing through difficult times. The truth is, you will never have all the answers, and you won't always feel prepared. But that's okay. Progress doesn't require a perfect blueprint. It requires showing up every day and moving forward, even when things are uncertain. Here's something most people won't tell you. Progress isn't always visible. There will be days when it feels like you're stuck, not making any progress at all. But every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every day you refuse to quit, every time you push past doubt and fear, you're moving closer to your goal. It might not be obvious right away, but it's happening. One day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Success is not a fixed destination. It's an ongoing journey. That journey requires sustained effort even in the face of adversity. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when self-doubt creeps in. It's about pushing through fear, uncertainty, and setbacks. It's about believing that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. When you're in the middle of a struggle, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I assure you, it's there. The tough times won't last forever. The challenges will eventually fade. If you keep moving forward, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. But that transformation will only happen if you don't stop. So, the next time you face a setback, when you feel like giving up, remember this: the most successful people didn't get to where they are by avoiding failure. They didn't quit when things got tough. They succeeded because they kept moving forward. They succeeded because they refused to let failure dictate their destiny. You have that same power within you. The power to persist, to keep going, no matter what. You just need to make the decision to activate it. And when you do, you'll be amazed by what you can accomplish. Keep moving forward and nothing can stop you. Number 10, decide right now that you will win. The most successful individuals share one common trait. They made the unequivocal decision to win. This is not a vague wish or a passive hope. It is a deep, ironclad commitment that comes from the core of their being. They decided no matter the odds, no matter the obstacles, they would prevail. Success doesn't just happen. It is not a random event. You must consciously decide to win. You must commit fully and go all in, regardless of the cost. But here's the problem. Most people hesitate. They remain uncertain, and that uncertainty prevents them from making the critical decision to succeed. They wait for the right moment that never arrives. But the truth is, that moment is right now. Making the decision to win is within your power today. You don't need everything to be perfect, and you don't need external validation. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to take action. Think of the individuals you admire, those who have achieved extraordinary things. What's the difference between them and you? Do they have some secret talent? No. The difference is that they made a powerful decision to win. They declared success as non-negotiable and committed themselves to their goal, regardless of the obstacles. This is what they manifested. It doesn't matter what others say. If you decide to win, nothing can stop you. The moment you make that decision, you unlock a new level of focus, power, and determination. You become unstoppable. But be prepared for the sacrifices that come with such a commitment. Winning is not easy. It requires hard work, long hours, and facing challenges that seem insurmountable. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when obstacles appear too great, but it is in these moments that your decision to win matters most. When you've made the decision, you don't quit. You push harder. You find a way forward, no matter what. You must lock your mind on your objective. Distractions and negativity from others will try to derail you, but you cannot afford to let them. This is not a game. This is your life. Once you decide to win, every action you take must align with that decision. Every choice, every step must serve your success. Now is the time to eliminate all excuses. Stop holding yourself back. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your decision to pursue them relentlessly. When you make that decision with certainty and commitment, everything changes. You'll begin to see opportunities where once you saw only obstacles. You'll find solutions instead of problems. And over time, you'll build momentum. The more you push forward, the more you'll believe that success is inevitable. Success doesn't belong only to the fortunate or the talented. Success belongs to those who make the decision to keep going, to persist through challenges, and to never, ever give up. That is the key. Decide right now that you will win, and nothing will stop you. The only way to fail is to quit. If you persist, success will be yours. So, make that decision today. Decide with your heart and mind that you are going to win. Let that decision guide every thought, every action, and every choice you make moving forward. You have the power to shape your future, and it all begins with the decision to win. Once you make that decision, you'll see everything around you shift. Your focus will sharpen. You'll attract supportive people, opportunities, and the strength to face every challenge. But you must commit. You must decide with unwavering certainty. No more second guessing, just a firm, resolute commitment to your success. When you have this level of conviction, nothing can stop you. You will rise above every challenge, push through every ounce of pain, and break through barriers that once seemed impossible. When you look back on your journey, you'll see that the moment you decided to win was the turning point when everything changed. You can start now. You have the power to stop letting negative thoughts control you. Focus on what you can do, not what you think you can't. Each time doubt or fear creeps in, replace it with empowering thoughts that drive you toward your goals. Remember, your thoughts create your reality. When you think like someone who is already succeeding, you will act accordingly. The mind is a powerful tool. Use it wisely. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and move forward with confidence. The future you desire is waiting, and it all starts with how you choose to think today. Commit to that decision with unshakable resolve, and watch your life transform. You are ready, decide to win, and never look back.